The case went to the jury for deliberation on Monday, and today marked day two. Now we have a partial verdict. The jury agreed across the board unanimously on counts two, three, four, and five. Those charges are sex trafficking, the Mann Act, transportation to engage in prostitution pertaining to both Cassie and Jane. They are undecided on the racketeering conspiracy charge. This doesn't come as a surprise since it can be complicated to apply. When we non law people hear RICO, we often associate it with the mob or the mafia. We think more of the Al Capones and John Gotti's of the world instead of P. Diddy, the owner of a record company. However, we are seeing it used quite differently now. To convict Combs of the RICO conspiracy charge, they need to find two predicate acts. The acts are two of the following: kidnapping, arson, bribery, tampering with a witness or a victim, forced labor, sex trafficking, transportation for prostitution, distribution or possession with the intent to distribute controlled substances. A few key moments of today. The jury requested transcripts of Cassie Ventura and Daniel Phillips' testimony. Cassie is the ex-girlfriend of Combs and Daniel is a hired sex worker. The jury was most interested in the March 2016 Intercontinental Hotel assault and what Phillip testified to regarding a freak-off at the ex's hotel. They also wanted clarity on distribution, which is a predicate for the RICO. Another interesting occurrence and a disturbing one is the complaint that a fellow juror was not following instructions. After the judge met with both legal teams, they came to the agreement that they want to go ahead and keep the juror. Judge Seppermanian instructed the jury to continue deliberations. Afterwards, the jury did return with a decided verdict on four of the five charges. At that point, both legal teams requested the jury continue to deliberate, seeking a decision on the RICO charge. Combs was seated inside of the courtroom when the jury came out and returned the four out of five charges that they had found and come to a conclusion with a verdict on. He was visibly shaken. He was terrified. He was rubbing his eyes, rested his face into his hands. His legal team tried to comfort him. They hurtled around him, tried to give him some kind of comfort, but he was visibly shaken. He was extremely scared. Now, since the RICO charge is the only one that's left on the table to make a decision on, Judge Separanian read jurors in Allen charge and instructed them to continue deliberations. Once more, the jury returned expressing they were deadlocked. Again, the judge gave them a less formal instruction, telling them to stick to their convictions but to listen to each other with an open mind. They returned to the jury and a short time later sent a note. They were done for the day and they were formally dismissed. So Judge Setmaranian just gave them instructions that were a little bit more in layman terms so it wouldn't be so technical, but to still drive home the point of what they needed to do. And he made sure not to interject himself and to get into the specifics of where they were deadlocked, where they couldn't make a decision, because he can't do that. The only thing he can do is give instruction, but also make sure that he doesn't cross the line with getting too involved or pulling out specific information about what they're undecided on or where they are having a disagreement. I think they're going to wrap this up before the 4th of July. The courthouse is closed on Thursday and Friday in observance of the 4th of July holiday. So I think we're going to get a full verdict on Wednesday. I think they're going to wrap this up. This is the only charge that they were debating on is the RICO. And I could tell by the evidence that they asked for, the testimony of Cassie at the Continental Hotel and another freak off at the Exis Hotel when they asked for Phillips' testimony. Also, clarification on distribution of drugs. They're looking for predicates for the RICO to see if they're there. They've made their decisions on all the others, and they're looking for any kind of predicates on the RICO. Because I think, like I said, it's difficult for them to wrap their minds around P. Diddy that they've probably seen for years, dancing around, rapping, and running a record label and doing, promo for Ciroc. It just doesn't connect with them that maybe he actually was the head of a criminal enterprise running an organized crime organization. Because, like I said, for the people that really are not that in with the law, that we don't have that knowledge, we're thinking more of the mafia when we think about RICO. But with me covering this case, I've definitely read about it. I understand the law a lot better, and I think they have definitely have predicates that they've proven. But of course, it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It is up to those 12 jurors. So I think we will definitely see a verdict. If you are watching this video on Wednesday, we may have already had the verdict. It may be out. But I will say that regardless if he's convicted or not, whether he does another day in jail or not, the damage is already done. His reputation, his image is shot. His image is a full-blown train wreck right now. And doing any kind of business or doing any deals or with anyone right now is just out of the question. I don't think anybody would touch him, any business, with what's been disclosed and revealed in this trial. Also, he has more civil suits to fight. So this has just taken a toll on him. He's lost. Whether he goes to prison or not, the damage is done. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take care of yourself and each other.